of a raffle. And then this past year, we ordered mugs, and we ordered 100 with the TI computer on them that says Oakland Computer Club. So those are our prizes. So about 4 or 5 Tuesday nights, we concentrate on basic lessons. Every so often, on special occasions, holidays, we'll play the TI Saturday night bingo and just have a bingo night where the computer calls out the numbers. And we have some prizes for that. And the children have a good time doing that. And that is the night that they are allowed to sign out game modules. And we have quite an extensive library of modules. Roughly what, 75 of each? 25 in a box there. And we do have a record-keeping system where we urge students to take out the educational ones at least 3 times before they take out a game one, so that it doesn't get to be just a game machine for them. A couple years ago, we were allowed to have a candy bar sale at the election polls. We took up a little bit too much space, but we were able to raise some money that way. And we bought a printer and our first disk drive to go with our TI, so that we didn't have to use cassette all the time, and that the students could learn that there's more out there than just a cassette player. We have had 2 orders of shirts similar to the ones that Chris and I have on, and we have sold those. And this year we ordered Computer Club hats, red and white with blue imprint. It's the Oakland TI Computer Club. We have 3 volunteers who work for a large national company that have a Dollars for Doers program. We're very fortunate to have them because that company will donate to the organization that their employees volunteer for. So for the past 3 years, we have had a project that those who have been active members in the club will be allowed to go to the Boston Computer Museum. It's a 3.5, 4-hour bus trip each way. We leave 6:30 in the morning. We take a snack lunch, stop once on the way. By the time we get to the museum in Boston, it's about 10 o'clock. We spend about 4 hours there. It's the world's only computer museum, and if you do get a chance to go there, highly recommend it. They have a walk-through computer, which 2 years ago we saw under construction, so this year they were anxious to go back to see it. The keys are large enough to sit on. The keyboard is 25 feet long. The trackball, how many children can run the trackball? It takes 2 or 3 children to get up there, right, Chris? And it really is something to see. And adults enjoy it just as much as the children do. We have taken field trips to see how computers are used in the community. We've been to the local newspaper to see how they do it. We've been to a surveyor's office and seen how they have drawn out maps. It's been very impressive. And as I said, we do have the Christmas party, which is when we play music on the TI Christmas carols. We have a couple of this. I have also been asked to give teacher workshops at the school, and this has helped to get the TI into the classroom. If teachers are allowed a few hours to be taught without students being around, they are more willing to try to not be embarrassed in front of these students. having the students know more than they do about operating the computer. The kindergarten teachers have been very, very interested in some of the educational programs. The modules are excellent that TI has. The addition and subtraction, even pacemaker, story machine. Early learning fun is a popular one. Early reading, alligator mix for the lower grades. Now that our club is in approaching its 4th year, and we've been able to raise a little bit more money and have received some donations, we do have more disk drives. And this makes it more accessible for not only the students, but for the teachers as well. So they've been more willing to have a computer cart in their classroom. And as we only use the carts Tuesday nights, the teachers are free to use them, wheel them down to the classroom and set them up the other days of the week. Another program that they have liked are the programs by John Taylor from Alabama, like Egg Hunt, and he has an alphabet one, and Out on a Limb, where they can put in their own spelling words. Our volunteers are mainly the parents. They bring their children and they stay for the hour. At first they may sit back, but then they slowly get involved. You know, what is my son or daughter doing, you know? And where they can sign out modules at the end of the club meeting to take home, again, the parents are getting more involved. We have a local carpenter, and again, don't be afraid to ask for volunteers in the community. Our local carpenter happens to be Chris's grandfather, so Chris and his grandfather worked together building these carts. And I did bring a video along with me, if we have time, at the end to show on how club is set up at the beginning of Tuesday nights. An introduction, usually by me, of what the program is going to be, and then the students go to work. Depending upon the number of students, we have 2 to 3 students per cart per computer. Right now it's baseball, softball season, so that the club members have a choice. They either come to the computer club or go to baseball or softball games. I've kept the club going, although it's smaller in number. We only had 18 at the last meeting. But that gave them more access, more individual attention with the disk drives, and we have started to get into programming in BASIC using the terminal emulator. And there are people in the community, if you ask around, who like to tinker with computers that are broken. And so if you can find a few of these people, 90% of the time it's the ground, and some of the ones we pick up at yard sales or have donated to us have a part that's broken. So we found that it's perhaps the modulator connection or the ground port that needs replacing. And we have a few that are probably CPU problems that we haven't been able to fix. But on the whole, with the 16 computer carts and 3 computer setups with disk drives, where I teach, and all in the library, we have quite a few computers so that the students do have hands-on for a good 50 minutes of the evening. Ways to start a computer club in your school. Look around and see if you can maybe adopt a teacher. Ask a teacher if he or she might be interested in having, you know, bring in your computer to work with just a few students. And you'd be surprised at how the words